Well, hi again. Ashley is with us, and we're going to talk a little bit about when you really need a therapist and what kind of therapist you would go to.
Sure. Yeah, that's a great question. So it is hard to tell sometimes when you would need to go to a therapist, and then once you even make that decision, finding one can be a daunting task. So first of all, sometimes we know we need to maybe try therapy when life gets a little bit overwhelming, hard to manage. Could be a high anxiety, could be depression, you're isolative, having a hard time getting to work, really rough relationships.
Starting to get into an addiction.
Addiction, or relationship problems. There could be any number of reasons. And we can go deeper into what those look like in another time. But what I really wanted to focus on is how to really find the right person for you. So once you have an idea of what's going on, even if you don't, if you just know something's wrong and I need to talk about it, one of the great things you can do is go to this website. It's called Psychology Today, and they have a huge directory of therapists online. You can use all kinds of filters that'll help, so you can filter by what type of insurance you have, what diagnosis you think you might be dealing with. If you want a Christian therapist, they even have that option. You can select, and that way you apply all those filters, put in your zip code, and you can find therapists in your area that are possibly a good fit for you. The one thing that we always learned in school is you don't go with a therapist that specializes in everything, because they probably don't. Unless they've been in the field for 50, 60 years, there's a likelihood that they can't specialize in all those things. So look for somebody who really does have a very clear biography about what areas they specialize in, and look at their fee, see if that suits you. And then usually through the website, you can actually just reach out and send a message or make a phone call and get started.
So can you find out what that specialty is when you're searching for a therapist, that it would list the kinds of special interests or specialties that they would have? Right,
so it will list the types of diagnoses that they'll work with. It'll list if they do couples or individuals. It'll also list if they're a Christian, and also what types of intervention styles they use. So are they cognitive behavioral therapists, or do they do EMDR, which is a trauma type of therapy?
I've heard of EMDR. That's really hot.
It's
I like
specialized.
that. Yeah, that's a good one.
So you can tell what type of treatment protocol they use. Some of them might use dialectical behavioral therapy, which is really common for somebody who maybe has a borderline personality disorder. So they're going to be able to give you all that information and a nice biography so you can get a sense of their personality.
Sweet. Well, in that case, then you'd have a pretty good idea before you made the call and made the appointment that this person was really the right person for you.
Right. And you could definitely narrow it down.
And of course, prayer and feeling led by the Holy Spirit in that context could be a major advantage. I know that when I was searching for a specialist, that the Lord led me to the very perfect one, the one that actually prayed for me and really cared for me as a person. And that was very important to me. So I think that that kind of information is really important. And maybe in our next session or two, we will talk about some of the different types of therapy and where they relate to the different types of more common mental problems that people go to therapists for. Would that be okay?
Yeah, absolutely.